tremendous.
Yes.
I'm not stupid. They're going to be here in 2028, 2029. I'm not burning bridges.
Jack Bridges.
You better be on your NBA take.
I know.
Are we confident? Another angle here. Are we confident that the expansion will resemble what they did in the NHL? I think the NHL was really smart in clearly made to set up the two expansion franchises with a shot to go 500 out of the gates. Or is the NBA going to be dumb enough to take $7 to $10 billion, then plant two franchises that will win 15 games a season for 5 seasons?
No, I think they'll probably set up the draft in a way that helps succeed. Now, the I guess you can call them the current expansion draft rules. This is what happened last time. I would assume that these are going to change. You can protect, if you're these teams that are established already, 8 of your players. Teams cannot protect players on expiring contracts or restricted free agents. 1 player taken per team. Contracts transfers, they are teams that are there. So, in other words, they will have a higher probability of getting that number 1 overall pick than some of these other teams that year that will finish at the bottom of the standings. So, I would think you're probably going to get some tweaking there. Maybe the draft odds for a number 1 overall pick get a little bit higher. Same thing subsequently for the top 4 pick, things like that. So, I'm, to your point, and the NHL was smart about this, I don't think you're going to force these groups to pay that exorbitant fee. Have these 2 teams come back, or well, in the case of the Seattle Seahawks, Supersonics come back, and then the Vegas team be born, and not give them the best opportunity to succeed right away. While you're trying to, at the very least, when it comes to Vegas, build up a fan base.
Well, that would be smart.
Yeah,
I don't know if I totally trust them, but that would be smart. I would set them up for even more success, but then you have teams that have been mired in the doldrums of the NBA that'll be like, wait, what's the deal here?
Put them in like some sort of lottery where at least 1 player on a max contract gets to be selected, but it's you have to win them in the lottery. How about that? So you could pull Victor Wembanyama out of the lottery. You only have like a 1% chance,
right?
At it, but that'd be great.
It's exciting. As an example, we know how much the Knights have won consistently. The Kraken are in year 2, and they're right in the middle of the playoff race.
Yeah.
So they're having a good, solid year, 31, 26, and 9, whatever those ties things are in the NHL. Just still absurd. But it does bring the whole league closer together towards the end of the year, so there's more of a race for playoff spots.
I do think this is going to work.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What was the pushback that you noticed on social media today about Vegas being an NBA city?
Well, there was a lot. There was obviously people immediately went to the gambling thing. Although, folks, you can bet in all these other states in which there are now professional teams. So I don't know if there's going to be anything that really is different out here.
You actually can't run the scams that you ran in those states in Vegas because we'll notice them right away, which we're not going to do a whole thing for this audience that we regulate things here. So we're generally the ones who put up the red flag and go, there's something wrong here on this weird, player prop that all of a sudden is getting 40 times the action it normally gets.
One of my favorites that I noticed was the tying in the Raiders and talking about how, it's only visiting team fans that come in and support the Raiders. And you're right, but we've talked about this a lot since we've been out here. The Raiders games are these events that are catered to, as you've called them, the wine and cheese crowds that want to come in and pay big money and watch these sort of games and visit Las Vegas. And I think the thing that is being very underrated about all of the criticism of Vegas not working for the NBA is that this is, as I keep saying, a basketball town. There are a lot of people out here who want to support a basketball team. And we've talked about it a lot with UNLV. When they were at their, we won't call it their peak, but in my lifetime, when they were near their highest, especially when I was starting to get into media, it was a very well-supported program, and a lot of people wanted to watch and go out. If basketball is good out here, and they're an expansion team, again, our own identity, that is going to be something that I think a lot of people in this community will really want to stick themselves to and support.
Build on the own identity thing.
Well, it's not an expansion. Or excuse me, it's not a relocation. So, for example, the Raiders just, hey, we need somewhere to live. Can we stay at your place? And they just come out here and then boom. And you give the Raiders credit. They're very active in the community. My kid's had like 3 events with the Raiders since he's joined a public school out here. So they're very involved in the community, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. But we'll even bring in the Aces, things like that. When there's a team, but the Golden Knights are the golden example, that expands, that creates their own brand, that ties it to a community, is successful almost immediately. But it's also, there is a connection to Vegas and the Golden Knights that is going to be different than the A's or the Raiders when they come here, because they are establishing themselves as the Vegas team. And I think that is going to be different for a team like an NBA squad, a basketball team that comes in and is its own entity and builds itself. Yes, you'll have established players that are selected in the draft, or excuse me, in the expansion draft, but that first draft pick, the subsequent draft picks, those original guys that are going to come in and be a part of the team, that is an identity that you can really tie yourself to if you're a fan out here.
Raiders have a problem getting local fans to buy in, because those that did buy in paid $75,000 down to $45,000, $30,000, $15,000 for PSLs.
Yep.
So a lot of them are not hardcore fans. They were just wealthy people, and they want to recoup some of their costs. So that takes some of the local angle out. And then the tickets are so daggum expensive that the average NFL fan can't afford to go to more than one game a year. Now, here's the question. Is the NBA going to be affordable? Because it will be a homegrown team, which I think will give it an advantage, just like VGK did. If they're a decent club out of the gates, that's a big help. They can't be terrible. But are NBA tickets going to be through the freaking roof?
That is a pretty good question. I have found that NBA events are easier to attend from a price standpoint. I mean, there's more of them. That's obviously really going to help. You know, you get 41 of them as opposed to just 8 to attend to at home. So that is, I think, going to help the price, obviously. I think there's going to be certain games that are going to be pretty pricey to get into.
Yeah.
But obviously with the star power, you and I were discussing this. If the NBA is smart, which I think they are, they're going to put them in the Pacific Division or put them in together with the Lakers. So a lot of people out here are Lakers fans. Those are going to be pretty expensive tickets to get into a building like that. But I would think that you're going to be in a position where you can go out. I mean, everything like this is going to be expensive in comparison to, as we always keep bringing it up, can you bring your family to one of these things? If I'm a family of 4, if I'm a wife and a husband and our 2 kids, if we want to go out there, it's probably going to be an event in terms of having to save money and having to go out. But on a day-to-day, if I'm just going out and I want something to attend, I'm going to assume that it's something you can achieve if you want to go out on a random Wednesday night to go watch them play the Hornets or something like that.
A lot of the early reaction around the country, not only, well, the gambling thing and locals don't go to the Raiders games.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Vegas is dying. And a writer out of Cleveland dared pose the question, can Vegas support for major league franchises? And my God, did he get it?
Yes, he did.
A Josh Newman.
Got destroyed.
Just so you know, I don't know all of Josh's background, but he actually was working for a news group that I worked for about 35 years ago.
Okay.
I don't know that he's a native Jersey guy, but he was working in Monmouth and Ocean County in New Jersey for a long time, then moved to Salt Lake, and then recently moved to Cleveland.
Okay.
And the Cleveland part was not received well.
Sure.
People went back at him.
Yeah. I mean, I think the aspect of Vegas not getting tourists to come down as often as possible, I think it's a fair ask to say, hey, your tourism numbers are down. Do you really think you can support an NBA team where you get enough visitors to do that? Having said that, it's a new event that people would come down for. As we mentioned, the Lakers game should do very well. A lot of especially early on, when you're a Suns fan, if you're a Jazz fan, if you're anything, and we're nearby now, and you get to go watch your team and go to Las Vegas, that's going to help bump up those numbers. I think a lot of it, though, is focused on the Strip, when the reality is you can still come to Las Vegas, watch your team, and not stay on the Strip and go other places. So I don't think that those two things are correlated. Like, they're not tied at the hip.
Yeah. On the economy thing and tourism being down a little bit, keep in mind, we're talking about support in 2028.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the stuff that's going on right now will be corrected. As I mentioned earlier, Vegas evolves, it adjusts. I think Vegas executives realize they've gone overboard with Joe Average. And I think you're going to see a lot more bargains and kind of doing the stuff that we used to do. But it's going to take a couple of years for that to hit. I also believe we'll see what happens. But by 2028, most of Canada won't hate the United States anymore. I think we'll recover from that. And we're losing a lot in terms of Canadians coming here. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
People, I know people believe that the folks who run casinos are stupid. They got a little bloated. They lost touch with reality. They're going to flip it, and things will get better. And yeah, in a city, this is what I believe. On an average weeknight or weekday, weeknight or weekend night, when people are looking for entertainment options, I believe they will choose the NBA over the NHL. So hockey fans might get pissed off at that, but I think the NBA is viewed by more people across a broader spectrum than the NHL is. And that's not to rip the NHL. But I think the average person will, if they're looking for, hey, what do I do? Do I go to a show? What's a cool restaurant to go to? Oh, there's a, whatever the LeBrons are playing tonight against whoever. I would like to go to that. I think they'll do fine on that front too.
So do I. And it goes back to the original point, which is all of these things and fielding a competitive team, an ownership group that puts together the right executive staff, all of those. I mean, head coach, you do have to get all of those right and make them competitive. But I do think the NBA is probably going to do their best to set both up for success. By the way, did you see the bit of news that the Supersonics are going to take their history back from the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Oh, wow.
Should that actually be the case? That is the expectation.
Now, this is worth a discussion, and we'll talk a lot about this, and we're going to react to, just like we did with the Knights and with the Raiders, and we will do it with the A's, and we've been doing a little bit. Like if the NBA comes in here and they're like, average ticket on a game night is $123. Okay, I think that's too much. Yep. If their concessions are all going to be, it's $27 for a tall boy. If there's nowhere to park and it's $50 to park, if they feel like they're anti-local, then it's not going to work. We can't rely all on tourists and rich people. Like, I don't know, will they try PSLs or of sorts? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can't survive just on the uber wealthy and tourists. The NFL can, because it's the NFL. It's bigger than anything we've got in this country. But I don't think the NBA can do that. So, I mean, part of this investigation, they better do their research on what Vegas is and what the crowd is and who you're going to draw and what the price points need to be.
And I think it's going to be really interesting to see if they handle both the same way. Because in Seattle, you have an ardent fan base that is ready for that team to come back. So I think they can be a little bit more, not lenient, I don't think is a proper term, but somewhat expect that there's going to be rabid support for that team. I shouldn't say regardless of what they do, but maybe even still pulling those sort of things because they know that there's a lot of people waiting for it. Out here, you're trying to establish something, and that's got to be something you factor in.
You can hear John next Thursday.
That's right.
On the 26th. I can't keep track of the dates. JVT and Brandy Flores going to be hosting an opening day MLB preview show live at Circa, inside Circa Sports, 7A to 10A. As a big opening day, they'll have a first pitch thrown out by, I forgot, Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart will be there. 7 to 10, Brandy and JVT are on the scene. Circa Sports, right here on ESPN 1100, 100.9 FM. Make sure you get on down there. They've got all sorts of specials on the hot dogs and Mom's apple pie. It's really a great event that Circa does every year for the opening of the Major League Baseball season.
Got something to say? Hit us up on the Bay Law text line. 702-364-1100. Brought to you by Bay Law Injury Attorneys. Winning is no accident.
Big news, Las Vegas! Les Olson IT has moved to a bigger, better facility to serve you like never before. Our new space means more technology, more service, and more solutions, all designed with you in mind. Plus, we're hiring. If you're ready to grow with a company that values innovation and community, join our team today. Proudly serving Las Vegas for 23 years and counting. Les Olson IT, your business better.
Les Olson IT.
Calling all college basketball fans, you can catch all of the exciting college hoops action at Hoops Central at the Westgate Las Vegas, March 19th to the 21st. Join us in the world's largest race and sportsbook, the Superbook, or reserve a seat in the International Theater for Vegas's best basketball viewing party. Enjoy all of the games on 15 HD screens, food and drink specials, plus awesome prize giveaways. March 19th to the 21st. For more information, visit westgatelasvegas.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pepperoncini Pepper Jack bread is back at Portive Subs, and the flavor glow up is real. Spicy pop, cheesy melt, fresh baked goodness that instantly levels up any sub. This bread never plays background. It steals the whole scene, and it's only here for a short run. So once fans catch on, it'll go fast, like really fast. Order at portofsubs.com or stop by your neighborhood shop. Pepperoncini Pepper Jack. Limited time, limitless attitude.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
This is John Barr, General Manager at Finley Toyota. Been thinking about getting a new truck? Now's the time. We got huge incentives on the powerful Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. These trucks are built to handle anything you throw at them. With these deals, they're more affordable than ever. But these offers won't last. Come see us at Finley Toyota before they're gone. We'll make sure you drive off in the truck you've always wanted at the price you deserve. Finley Toyota, Nevada's #1 selling dealership at the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson.
Summer starts at Palms Pool when your desert oasis opens March 16th. Kick back in style with a private cabana, perfect for soaking up the sun or chilling in the shade. And the best part, Nevada locals can book a cabana free. Whether you're meeting friends or taking a full day of relaxation, Palms Pool is the place to be. Reserve your cabana today and enjoy free admission and parking. Check out palms.com to book or for more information on upcoming poolside entertainment for locals age 21 plus.
The tournament is here, and Total Wine & More is your slam dunk headquarters. Whether you're cheering courtside from your couch with crisp craft beers, smooth bourbons, or refreshing seltzers, we've got the perfect lineup to keep your watch party winning. And just like your bracket, we've got a lineup full of contenders. Whether you're picking favorites or going for bold upsets, our friendly guides will help you find amazing drinks for every matchup. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Accidents happen, usually due to someone else's flagrant foul. Hi, this is Paul Pata from Paul Pata Law. After an accident, the insurance company doesn't care. To them, it's just a game. That's when our winning team of legal experts takes a full court press on your accident case, helping you recover emotionally, physically, and financially. Don't pass the ball. Let Paul Pata Law assist you in everything you deserve. It's not about the injury, it's about the recovery. Go to paulpatalaw.com.
See your Vegas Golden Knights on Wednesday, April 15th against the Seattle Kraken in the Party Deck, presented by Sire Spirits. The Party Deck is where all the off-the-ice excitement happens, from the Knights Castle to the Night Line. Tickets in the Party Deck are standing room only. Tickets start at just $39. Go to VGKTicketExchange.com for all the info. That's VGKTicketExchange.com. Sponsored by West Star Credit Union and Centennial Subaru. Resale and transfer are restricted. Tickets will be delivered via mobile 48 hours before the game.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowes.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
This sports update is brought to you by the William Hill Nevada Mobile Sports Account, where you can earn up to a $250 bonus bet after placing your first wager. Sign up today and you'll never miss another bet. Go to williamhill.us for more info.
The Runnin' Rebels basketball team has accepted a bid to the NIT tournament, and they will play a first-round game at UC Irvine. That will be tomorrow. Tip-off is set for just after 8 o'clock.
It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas.
You know, one question I didn't get to ask you, John, about NBA and the Board of Governors voting next week to decide on moving forward with Vegas and Seattle as expansion franchises. Do you think it's smarter to expand to Vegas and Seattle, put aside your personal beliefs, or internationally? Plant a couple of teams in Europe to get that whole thing started?
Nah, I mean, logistically, it's too much of a nightmare. I think you got to keep
Really?
it. I think so, especially for those teams.
Is the next move to take the Memphis Grizzlies and they could be the first team in Europe?
No, I mean, unless you consider Nashville, Europe.
They're going to Nashville?
That's a rumor. A lot of people in Memphis local media are fighting against it, but that has been a hot rumor for a while.
Is that right? Why
Yeah,
are they fighting against it?
Well, fighting against it in some of their reporting. That you know,
Which local media, Nashville or Memphis?
Memphis. So
Okay,
yeah. There is a thought that the new ownership group wants to move them to Nashville. So we'll see, because ticket sales, things like that. I think it was not RSN money, but somewhere around that. They've been really scuffling in that regard as of late.
Let's bring in Caleb Herring, who is our football insider, college and NFL, but he loves the NBA. Caleb, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm finding new loves in sports also. I'm trying to adapt F1, Formula One. So I've been watching this season kind of on Apple TV, kind of tracking it. Hamilton's back on the podium. That's good news for me because he's one of the only names that I know off the top of my head at this point in my fandom. So yeah, but other than that, I'm doing fantastic.
How fired up are you for NBA? I mean, this is a big step that the Board of Governors is going to vote. I guess they could say no next week, but if they do vote Vegas and Seattle to be the expansion cities, then the research begins, and then we're likely to have a team here, believe it or not, by 2028. So what's your excitement level for NBA in Vegas?
I'm very excited for that. Obviously, I would have preferred that the NBA came first before MLB. And that was kind of, it was, to me, the big three in sports is baseball, football, and basketball. We ended up getting two other teams before the NBA basically, seems like now is giving the green light to say, yeah, Vegas is a sports town. And I know there's a lot of reasons, the history of the NBA and Summer League and the All-Star game and all that stuff that happened in the past that kind of gives pause for bringing the league here officially. But I'm glad that it seems like we're getting close to the day where the NBA will be here. And I'm glad it's actually an expansion team instead of a relocation team because there was a while there in the long waiting time while this was still a rumor that people were talking about just moving the Clippers here. Obviously, when they got Intuit Arena, broke ground and invested in Inglewood, then that kind of went out the window. But no, I'm excited for it. It's going to be interesting to see because how does it affect the teams that are kind of struggling right now? I know UNLV football is kind of made a stronghold, I guess, over the fan base in Las Vegas, and they've been trying to, compete with the market share and how much money consumers are willing to spend here in Vegas. That's just adding another juggernaut to the mix. And the length of the NBA season also is another thing. Like how will fatigue for the NBA and the MLB impact consumer decision making when it comes to that? But I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to have easy access to an NBA team, and it's one that I will enjoy if it does come to fruition.
What's a fair price point for you, your wife, and your two kids? Where
25.
Say it again.
$25 with an under 12 discount. No,
be realistic. Come on, now. Come on.
Yeah, be realistic for an NBA game. And you understand the adjustments for who's coming to town, right? You're not going to get, LeBron in what might be his final season, his farewell tour. You're not going to get that ticket for anything less than $300, right? So, I mean, for me, to make it a regular routine event, I have to be under $100 per ticket. I don't know necessarily that I'd go higher than that and go consistently. And I don't know how realistic that's going to be in the early years. And again, it depends on the opponent. It looks like the league, especially in the West, if it, however they divide the conferences, because I don't know when this new team comes, what that'll be. But the amount of players coming in, it seems like the young players that are about to take over the NBA, the star power and the youth right now, I think it's going to be a hot ticket in the NBA regardless. So I'm not expecting any love at the ticket booth. So I'm prepared to pay though for the NBA product.
Trying to do the math. You do pretty well and you break the bank with UNLV. If you could get season tickets for $75 on average and 4 season tickets were around 12,000, you'll do it.
Potentially, yeah.
Oh, all right, yeah.
With the resale stuff and like the licensing that kind of Allegiant done, I've seen now. I trust it a little bit where I've seen people invest that way, and I've seen the return on investment. So I would definitely flirt with the idea. That also would have a lot to do with what kind of draft and roster they end up having. Because if I anticipate they're going to be a good team, like how the Knights were very successful, I think a lot of people in Vegas will be willing to take that gamble. If the early success of the Knights is kind of duplicated by an NBA expansion, oh yeah, I'd definitely entertain that risk.
Will this be the first of the major league franchises, all four of them, that you will become a fan of the Vegas team? Because it will be the first one that I will become a fan. I don't really care much about the Nets now that they moved to Brooklyn. They screwed me over. Can you drop the Lakers as a Southern Californian of sorts?
Yes.
And John said yes. I don't think Caleb's going to do it.
The answer is no, John. The Lakers are going to forever be my team. I think I can root for a Las Vegas team. And again, it has a lot to do with the fact that it's expansion, not a transplant. So yes, I understand it, just like the Knights. And I think with the Knights, it was easy to become a fan because I didn't have a hockey team prior to the Knights going. To be honest, I didn't watch hockey all that much. But now hockey is a part of my my sphere, my social, consciousness. So I have to kind of say, yeah, they're my team. But the Lakers have been my team since before I knew what team meant or how to spell it. And that's something I feel like is almost an inherited thing these days. So no, I can't abandon the Lakers for anybody. But I will be a loyal supporter of the Las Vegas team.
Lakers stink. All right. We've talked a lot.
Hey, Barkley.
We've talked a lot about you personally. What about the city of Las Vegas? Where would you stack the NBA and basketball in general in terms of the sports that this city would support?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why it would be number one, because of the sheer number of games that are played. And I think there's a lot of financial implications, especially with the betting market. And again, I'm not a gambler. I'm not into the betting world. You're far more versed than I am, John, about that. But I assume that there's more value to an NBA team from the book standpoint than a lot of franchises. And it might be the same for MLB, but I just don't necessarily know that I see a lot of action if I'm saying the right word there on that. So I think it's big for the Vegas market to have these teams with a big total of games on the season. I do think that that's a reason that it could thrive in Vegas as an NBA team. But I also think that the NBA kind of had a footprint in Vegas and has had a footprint in Vegas for a long time. And we talked about Summer League earlier, and kind of the last time the All-Star was here and that kind of kerfuffle or whatever that led to them shying away from it. But when the Summer League came back, kind of reminded people that, hey, the NBA did have a home here necessarily for some time. And I think there's a basketball community in Vegas, and with the youth especially. If you look at the AAU circuit, the travel ball, things like that has blossomed in Las Vegas to make this a community that is and can be a basketball community for sure. Even going back to the 90s with the success of Tarkin, having a successful basketball team, I think is something that Vegas has always wanted to have. So I think there's potential for the NBA to do really well in this market.
Caleb Herring is with us, the former UNLV quarterback. He is one of our football insiders. He's here with JBT and Cofield on ESPN Las Vegas. All right. Well, since we last talked, I guess we had a little reaction to no, it actually happened on Tuesday. Max Crosby's deal comes unraveled. Max Crosby is still a Raider. Do you think this can move forward? No harm, no foul, or do the Raiders need to deal him before the draft?
No, I think they need to deal him before the draft. I think the plan should still be sort of addition by subtraction, moving his contract and getting as many pieces as you can in return, which I thought they did a fantastic job. I think the Ravens kind of dropped the ball with the amount that they gave up. 2 first-round picks, I don't think was necessarily the haul I was expecting. But now you're probably definitely not going to get that much back. But I think they need to try to maximize Max Crosby in the form of getting players and picks in return to kind of build this roster with some youth, with the quarterback, with a younger center who they just signed and invested a lot of money in. So I think there's some reason to say the goal is still to build something. And while Max Crosby isn't, ancient, he's 28, 29, you'd say he's in his prime, I guess. But that prime window is very small, especially for looking at the Ravens physical for any indication. Like, they obviously don't see something that they like. I think that, there's an opinion on that side on what the Ravens are really up to. But I think that is I think that this relationship is fractured to the point where he's no longer the face of the Raiders. And if he's not the face of the Raiders, then I don't think he has the value to keep around in the way that I think he's talented. I think he's a great defensive end. I think he's one of the best in the league, but I don't think the plan for the Raiders should be to build around him. I think it should be to get as many pieces as you can for him. And I still believe that that's the truth this offseason.
Caleb, time management today was not very good. I need an assistant coach to walk me through the show. I appreciate it. We will give you more time next week. A good spot as always.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
There he is, Caleb Herring.
I love Caleb.
You do?
Of course.
Okay.
I thought we became very good friends the year that I was traveling with UNLV football.
You might want to talk to him again.
Oh, okay.
364-1100, 364-1100. Let's give away some boxing tickets. MGM Grand Garden Arena coming up on the 28th. Ticketmaster.com, Fundora and Thurman in a big-time fight. MGM Grand Garden Arena on the 28th. You get a pair right now from James, 364-1100, 364-1100.
William Hill Sportsbook is your home court advantage for March Mania. Bet every round, every upset, every minute with the William Hill mobile app. Build your starting lineup with a same-game parlay for a shot at a big payout. Or beat the buzzer with an early cash out to secure your winnings. Download the William Hill mobile app today and place wagers 24/7. For more information and to find your nearest location, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700.
You're listening to Meditating with Jan from Toyota. Visualize yourself off-roading in a Tacoma. Now engage your senses. What do you hear? A donkey. You're driving the kids to a farm sanctuary in a Grand Highlander. Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
One moment can turn life upside down. Your comeback starts with the right team by your side. At DeCastro Verde Law, we've spent decades helping injured Nevadans take back their lives.
BrothersWin.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Modelo is an official cerveza of the Las Vegas Raiders and the JT the Brick Show. Modelo Especial is a rich, full-flavored Pilsner-style lager, delivering a crisp, refreshing taste, brewed with fighting spirit since 1925.
Hey, babe, where are you going?
Fantastic indoor swap meet.
The swap meet? I love Fantastic. Can I come along?
Sure, if you bring your wallet.
What are we shopping for?
Everything. They've got everything, and it's a lot more fun than shopping online.
Okay, let's spend the afternoon. It's just over on Decatur and Okie.
You know, Fantastic's open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 to 6. And like they say, it's fantastic.
And like they say, we've got it.
Hey, Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plumbingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
Nevada's essential workers keep our state running. Now, One Nevada Credit Union wants to help you own a piece of the state you support. Eligible home buyers can receive up to $20,000 in down payment assistance to use towards your down payment, closing costs, or eligible loan expenses. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking for your next home, if you work in healthcare, education, law enforcement, or construction, this could be your key to home ownership. Don't wait. Visit onenevada.org today.
Membership required. Loan subject to credit approval. Program eligibility and terms apply. Equal housing lender.
Patty Davidson here from BetMoneyHoney.com. Have you ever felt like the odd man out at a friend's house watching the game? After years in the sports betting industry, I can teach you the rules of different sporting events so you can now be part of that crowd of cheering fans with an understanding of the game. Plus, I can teach you how to place a bet on a game, which will completely change your perspective because you too can be a winner. Join me at BetMoneyHoney.com. That's BetMoneyHoney.com.
You are cordially invited to experience luxury like never before at Lexus of Henderson during the March Lexus National Sales Event, Invitation to Lexus. This exclusive season brings some of the lowest APRs of the year, giving buyers the perfect moment to elevate their drive. Explore the elegant 3-row LXTX, crafted for modern families, or the iconic RX series, available in gas, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid. Exceptional offers await at Lexus of Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall or at lexusofhenderson.com.
Hey, Jeff, how's the new job working out?
Really sucks. Terrible boss and the paycheck is even worse. I gotta get a new job.
Truck you.
Wait, what?
Truck you.
You don't have to curse at me.
Dude, you should check out Truck You CDL training. My brother got his CDL license in 4 weeks and now he has a new career making great money.
Okay, I'm listening.
Truck You offers small classes with night and weekend times available. They will even help with payment programs. Check them out. Truck, the letter U, LV.com. Truck You.
Cofield and Company presents Grab Bag on ESPN Las Vegas.
Stick your hand in there, Dave. Get into our free bracket contest, ESPN Las Vegas and LVSN, LV Sports Network. That's where you go, lvsportsnetwork.com. Free bracket contest, free. Winner is going to get $750 in cash from Paul Padalaw. Other top finishers will get a 65-inch TV from Findlay Toyota. There's another VGK ticket and prize package available, and then Stone Temple Pilots tickets from Metro Pizza. That'll be down at the M. Free bracket contest. We're all in it. You should be in it. Beat us, beat the rest of the listeners, and you're good to go. Free. It's lvsportsnetwork.com.
I've signed up.
In the bag.
Stick your hand in there, Dave.
Oh, you want to give it away now? You did pick a Final Four. Will you stick with this Final Four?
Yes, I will.
What is it?
Michigan State.
Wait, what?
Florida.
Really? Michigan State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duke. No, not Duke. Sorry, you got me messed up. Michigan and Arizona.
Michigan State, Florida, Arizona, Michigan.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, what is that? Wow. That's 3 1 seeds and a 3 seed.
I'm surprised at Michigan State. I didn't know if you were high or low on them. A lot of people are down on them.
I don't know if I'm high or low on them. I think it's the way that bracket could break down. I mean, that place is absolute monster. Duke's a little dinged up. I think that makes a difference. Played Duke pretty tight in non-conference. Lost 66-60 at home. That could make a difference in a rematch. We'll go Michigan State.
Ooh! We just got these in. Last-second tickets.
Mm-hmm.
St. Patty's Day with the Sabres in town. VGK ticks. 364-1100, 364-1100. Good thing I looked. It's at the Fortress. Tomorrow, your chance to win VGK tickets. How about that? 364-1100, 364-1100. You can get your tickets at AXS.com. AXS.com. Golden Knights tickets against the Sabres. That's freaking what a sweet prize to end the show. Can I mention one note real quick? And this will be a good tease ahead to tomorrow's spot with RJ Clifford on the Tuesday Cofield and Company. I was kind of blown away seeing that. I like this fight that Nate Diaz and Mike Perry are going to be fighting on that Carano Rousey card.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing the fighters they have, though, and the layoffs. So Ngannou is fighting Leans, Diaz, Perry, Rousey, Carano. Carano's been off 6,000 days. Rousey's been off 3,300. Mike Perry, 1,800. That can't be right, though. Is that an official MMA fight? He's been fighting since then. Anyway, they're most of the people on this card so far, the headliners, have been off for a long while. John, I will see you later in the week.
Yes.
Make sure you join us Wednesday, Arizona Charlies.
It's March. You know what that means. College hoops. It takes center stage, and we'll have all your action right here on the Las Vegas Sports